garden a little bit. So if you see these two tulips, they were like the tulips that they sell in Easter that they were throwing out because they were bloomed and in little pots, and they were like all wilted and whatnot. So I planted them, and they came back okay. So that's just the two of them. I probably planted more than two here, maybe not. I planted some elsewhere, but they came out with it. They've got a good structure, so that they're going to bloom fine. They're going to be yellow, and because tulips is like something I find the Karens are not like about anything besides the money power. That's all that Karens do, and the Karens always get involved, and they kind of do the same things that are just toxic. They're very evil people, and they're very real people. But I want to talk about, this is late April, and these are what's coming up. So this is clematis. You see, it's doing okay. I have clematis that I never pulled out of their pots, so they're still in the pots that I bought them. This is actually second year they was sitting in that pot. So that I did it to show that they can survive a winter in their little pots. And I wouldn't recommend doing it, but we had some pretty harsh weather, and better to be in the ground, surely. One was up here and it died, and it could have been the heat, or it could have been the Karens, because the heat killed, I think, their gardens, and I think they came here to be, spiteful vengeance out of a slimy, jealousy or something. These are hostas. So there was like a clump of hostas someone was throwing out, and I divided them, and I've been kind of neglecting them, but I actually put them in individual potlets, and they'll be okay. I like hostas. I like a lot of variety, though. I don't like just hostas. I like, sedums. The sedums jumped out of the pot. It's on the ground already. That's pretty cool. So that wasn't there for that long, and that's why I like sedums. They kind of a safe little, nice, friendly plant. We've got a lot of avens that are floating around, which is cool. I like the avens. This little protected place for avens. I like to have them going. We have some, I guess there's a tiger lilies coming up. Here's some bleeding heart. This here, we can see this is probably seeds of the speedwell growing in the pot. This is a little bit of seeded speedwell growing in the pot. Perennially, looks like it just got extinguished up here, but look, it's spread to the ground. That's speedwell, so that's good. We have some speedwell coming over. That's what I want. I want a speedwell to be growing and growing. And it's interesting that I forgot what this is. I don't even know. He's doing pretty good, though. I don't know what that is. We have some geraniums. I don't have that many. It's too bad. I think that the Karens came and devastated the geraniums. When they saw them, they just did a little thing like, oh. And because they all got whacked at the same time. A lot of stuff got whacked. And like I said, it could have been the heat, or it could have been the Karens. I think what happened was the heat killed the Karen stuff, and the Karens came here to just, vent out their, evil ways. They do a lot of bad things. Every time you see them, if a Karen doesn't come out, it's going to do something evil. So they do something evil all the time. Here's a broadleaf aster, which I like. It's kind of cool. We have a few other asters in here too. Not too many though. I didn't get too many. I had planted an aster garden, and a Karen's attacked it. It's in a different spot. So I'm hoping that they kind of grow, because I gathered several asters, and it'd be nice to have them in a little aster garden. But we'll find out. I like that honeysuckle. It's looking pretty good. It's going to take off this year. I neglected it pretty badly. The other ones died from over neglect in a super shade, and has enough light. He's already going, so he'll be okay. We've got comfrey, columbine, and we got some violas everywhere, which is good. I want the violas to be a recognized, helpful critter. We like the violas. These are white, like a little bit of a purple in them. I want to get the yellow viola, yellow wood viola. They're native violas that little fuzzy leaf. It grows in the shadier woodland. It'd be nice to get some of them and propagate them, have them hybridize. I like the Punctillas, so I have a bunch of them. I put them in. They're nice. That's not a creeping Virginia creeper. It's not. That's a Punctilla. We'll get a little smart yellow flower on them. We got a collection of sedums in here too. It's pretty cool. It's just a little bit. I kind of like minced them so that there's just a little here, a little there, and it's gonna grow with vigor. And we have these Lysimachia. I like them because they got a dark red leaf to them. And they'll get a nice little smart yellow flower on them. I like them. What I want to get rid of those is this yellow docks. They're kind of hard to remove. They've got the deep roots. You have to kind of let them grow a little bit, then aim for their whole root and get it out. And when they seed, they kind of take over with their seeds too. And they kind of are, they're not. It's not the worst plant. It is not the easiest plant to deal with though. And I got foxglove popping around. This is just the beginning of a garden, so it's not even, very well established. It's just the fragile, first year, really. And it's like, it needs to have, guarding from people who are just obnoxiously foul. They really are. There's, interesting that there's a yellow daffodil. These are supposed to be white. Oh, that might be like one yellow daffodil that got planted there. Or the other ones would be white. I don't know. We'll find out. But they should be white. They're pretty nice looking, neat little guy. I like the winter cress. Is good too. It's going to be blooming. And we have a good fair amount of lady's mantle. I successfully gotten some to go. Here's a stilby. That's a stilby. And there's some more geranium. This is all violas in here. See, they're not that strong even. The soil wasn't that good. I had it filled. I didn't use any. I never got to fertilize. I wanted to give it a little bit of nutrients because it was planted in some really, really poor soil, and I never got to it. So they're so weak, and stuff shouldn't be growing in there. It would be really overcrowded with the amount of violas that were in here. Should have been, if I just gave it a little bit of a nutrient. It should have been like that, and they'd be healthier and stronger. But it'll be fine. I'll weed it out, whatever. I forget the name of these guys. These guys aren't bad. They're kind of cool. They got a little tiny, delicate pink flower. It's related to that fireweed, but it's not fireweed. Fireweed's like a West Coast version of this, which is much bigger flowers on them. This is like the East Coast version. It's got very small flowers, but it's not the worst of plant. It's actually a biennial annual, but it's not the worst of plants. Here's some horseradish. I like the horseradish. Like how cool that is. Right? That's a cool plant. I like horseradish. So there's a few in there, and they're gonna do okay. There's some more asters. There's some more asters over there. See, they look good. I like the. These are like shade asters, which are cool. And I have some New England aster. There's lots of New England aster in the front over here. I'll show you what it looks like so you can tell what you got here. These are New England asters here, right here. So kind of difficult to recognize, but we have a good number of them in here. And they were planted right from seed. Successfully. I just planted them from seed, and we got a good number of them. which is good because hopefully they'll spread too. And the thing with that is I think that the New England asters and those wood asters, the varied kinds, they can crossbreed, but they most likely won't because of this will be blooming in October, where the other ones will be blooming not at the same time. So you'll see them blooming in a different space of time, but they might overlap. Here's some cool stuff. These are centurias. These are the nice big blue centuria, or like purple. They got like the big purple flower, and they'll have a few, not so many, not like bachelor buttons. This is a little bit longer lasting, nice looking plant. They're looking pretty. I had another variety which it died on me. I left it in the pot, it dried out, it died. If that was all that had happened to it. It might have been killed actually, so was my point, because they might, oh no, you can't have this. And so we have a lot of that stuff goes on. But I just want to show them what it is April. That's a heuchera. Not doing too well. It was very wimpy when I planted it. There's another one. See how small they are? Kind of got overcrowded, and the soil wasn't too the nutrients weren't available for it. If I had fertilized them, they would have been doing better, which I had not gotten to. You can see there's some sedum that's growing all back there, which is good. The sedum's supposed to choke stuff out so it doesn't get all stuffy. Last year it came out pretty good with the stuff that was growing in here held back most of the other plants, and this year it should do even better. So that's a nice Monarda. That's a bergamot, red bergamot Monarda. It's a nice natural red, good, hardy, strong, pretty, big flower on it. I like that. That one's a good one. I have another one which I don't like so much. It's a pink Monarda. That's it's kind of like a red Monarda, not quite like the there's some other bergamots too. I got the wild pink for bergamots in here as well, but the other one that I have is not as, it's pink. It's like a reddish pink, and it's not as nice. This one's the nice one I like. I'm glad I have it. It's very resistant to disease, very natural, native looking, and I like it. So I don't know what that is. What's that? I don't know. I think that's a seedling from this guy. These are pentstemons, and I do see pentstemon seedlings around, which is good, which is what we want. We want to see pentstemon seedlings. Like here, that's a pentstemon seedling right here. I believe that's what it is. I believe it's, and then there's a bunch, and we need a lot more. As it is, people are very unwanting of things to be nice things. They don't want nice things for people. That's simply what it is. They just don't want nice things for people. It's basically they're really drivers for the monolith of money power, and they don't want nice things for people. That's all they're bent for. You can see I had my Babalu. I had entered into Babalu's territory. They leave this alone. Initially, this was their little hangout, and then when I occupied the area, they kind of had an agreement. Like, okay, man, we'll leave it, and they don't come in. They very rarely came in actually at all. Like the little babies came in here, just poking around, but they didn't touch anything, and so just outside of this garden, that's like their area, and I cleared two little spots, just some of the brush down, and that's like Babalu's spot, and Babalu's like, oh, so Babalu's coming in here. He munched out on that. See, that got nibbled. They didn't nibble anything ever. That's what he got some tulips too. There's Babalu, and well, hopefully Babalu will be okay with me moving some stuff around a little bit, and maybe get some grapes for Babalu. I'm gonna get some grapes for him so he can have a nice time with them. I don't know. I'll show you what he did. But see, these are okay. These tulips, I planted them a little later than other ones, and here they're looking fine. They come and have this is the second blooming out of them. They're looking okay. And here I got some mouse here. I got some more violas, some sedums, and I don't really have any vinca, so I have a little bit of vinca. And I forgot the name of this one. I want to get more of it. And I have some. I got some. These are pinolas. I think they're pinolas. They're perennial violets. Sorry, perennial pansies. They're not exactly violas. They're pretty sure they're pinolas because the flower's pretty good size on them. And it's what they had. It's not my favorites because last year this other place they had like really nice varieties of a whole bunch of different pinolas. They were so good. Not this year. They might have had them. She just bought some stuff now. They just brought some stuff in, so they might have some now, but it's a little bit outside of my schedule. But here we see that's where Babalu took a little clumping. See, he nibbled that. If you can see this little nibbles. So hopefully he leaves it alone. Hopefully we have an understanding. He got a bunch in here too. But these were from the year prior, and this kind of got messed with. Someone messed with it, so not really too much came out of here. Everything. This was like the nicest one, and it got tampered with, and there's nothing in there hardly. This one is newly planted. I planted it in like maybe January, maybe December, probably December. This is from the year prior, and again, it's got a little bit trampled, so it's not quite as it could. These are a variety of different things. There's not too many tulips in here. I don't see any, but they're kind of similar looking stuff. They all kind of strongly grow, and hopefully they drop seeds and they grow, and hopefully a good standing of similar looking. I don't remember the names. Different, fairly common bulbing plants. We do. There's how nice they look. But and here again, these were from a year prior, and it got a little bit trampled on, but not so bad. It's just that there's not too many. These got nibbled. Not too many tulips, and we'll see how they come. We'll see what happens with them, because it's not a very sunny spot, and I never fertilized anything, so they're not necessarily going to get the nutrition to success. They kind of have to establish themselves and generate some strength. These are from the year prior, so these is a new year behind it. So year prior, and these don't look like they got a little bit chewed up a little bit too, which is fine. We're not too worried about them. They're just looking to kind of naturalize some. So the tulips are ones that they kind of sometimes fade. They don't do well. They get eaten by squirrels, but also they get attacked by Karens. It's like they have a love for destroying things, but destroying tulips is a Karen's. You can't grow tulips after 1 year. They only go for 1 year. Oh, that's not true. That's our hawkweed. I like them. That's a nice little standing. They should spread out a little bit. This is like shade. So that these tulips were doing pretty good. This one's okay. These are 2 years now going. So it's the second year. It's did fine. These over here, second year, not fine. because the soil was particularly poor over here. And these guys, the wind and the cold and the poor soil, was too much for them. So this is their second year, but they're not really doing well. That's fine. So hopefully they kind of stay and gain some strength, and you know, maybe they'll reconstitute themselves, and we'll have some development with them. We'll find out. But and these standing here is, looks like that one got eaten. It's looking okay. These will probably bloom okay because they're pretty durable and easy to get a 1 year showing out of them. You know, even if they're weak, even if they're not the best ones, they still can do okay. You know, meaning that they're dry and they're kind of hollow. You can still even get, with dry and hollow ones, they still can put out one showing. And usually if it's dry and hollow, that would be it. The next year they're going to be very hard to even survive, and you know, the year. But anyway, that's tulips. You can have tulips come back, and you can feed them, and you can have tulips seed, and you can have them grow by seed. Those are all things you can do. The Karens is always, you can't do anything, only money power. That's the Karens, and they're really dangerous. That's burr cucumber or wild cucumber. It's probably a wild cucumber. There's a little difference. Burr cucumber has spiky needles on it that are small needles. Wild cucumber is like a prickly little thing. Is different. Wild cucumber has like 2 seeds. Burr cucumber, I think it has multiple seeds. But anyway, that's my garden as of yet. There's other things going on too, but I gotta get to work on it. There's a lot to do.